I caught my wife stealing $25,000 from our joint account to support her secret family. She called me financially abusive, but 2 months later, karma delivered the sweetest revenge. Hello Reddit I plus here. I always believed that trust was the foundation of a strong marriage. My wife Rachel and I had been married for 8 years, and while we had our ups and downs, I never doubted her loyalty, until the day I checked our joint bank account and found $25,000 missing. At first I thought it was a bank error, maybe an unauthorized transaction, but as I clicked through the statements, my stomach churned. The money wasn't missing. It had been transferred. And not just anywhere. The account it went to was in her name. The realization hit me like a freight train. I stared at the screen, my hands shaking. What the hell was going on? I confronted Rachel that night, expecting a confession, an explanation, something that made sense. Instead, she crossed her arms and looked at me like I was the one who had betrayed her. I took that money for my other family, she said, her voice cold and unapologetic. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me. Your what? That's when she told me everything. Before we met, Rachel had a son with her ex. She had always claimed he was estranged, that her ex kept him away. But that was a lie. She had been supporting them this whole time, behind my back, using our money, and then came the worst part. You don't give me enough financial freedom. You always control the money, she said, her tone laced with accusation. You're financially abusive. I shouldn't have to ask my husband for money when I need it. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. We both worked. We had a shared account. I never restricted her spending. The only thing I asked was that we agreed on large withdrawals, because, that's what married people do. But apparently, in her mind, me wanting transparency made me abusive. I was done. I contacted a lawyer the next morning and filed for divorce. Rachel was furious. She stormed out, called me heartless, and told me I would regret this. But I was already making moves. I froze the joint account, changed my direct deposit, and had her removed from my credit cards. She had stolen from me, and I wasn't about to let her take another cent. For the first month, she stayed with a friend, acting smug, like she had won, like I was the controlling husband, and she had escaped. Then, karma came knocking. 2 months later, I got a call from my lawyer. Rachel had tried to withdraw money from our joint account, only to realize there was nothing left. She had counted on living off my money while she got back on her feet, but she had miscalculated one important detail. She had stolen $25,000 from me, so the court ruled she owed me exactly that much in the divorce settlement. It didn't matter that she had already spent it. The law didn't care. She had to pay me back, and she was broke. She tried to get help from her other family, but that's when she learned the truth. One evening, I got an unexpected visitor at my door, her ex. I had never spoken to the man before, and I had no reason to trust him. But when I opened the door, he was standing there with his arms crossed, looking pissed. You and I need to talk. I let him in, and what he told me was pure gold. Rachel had been lying to both of us. She had been stealing from me to support him, but had told him that I was abusive and refused to give her money. She had played the victim, pretending she was trapped in a marriage with a controlling husband, all while funneling money to keep him around. And the best part? Her ex had remarried. He had moved on years ago. He thought Rachel was just helping their son, but in reality, she had been desperately clinging to a man who didn't want her anymore. She had thrown our marriage away for nothing, and now she was alone, broke, and humiliated. I didn't need to gloat. I didn't need to say anything. The look on Rachel's face when she realized I knew everything was the only revenge I ever needed. Rachel showed up at my door a week later, disheveled, desperate. Her arrogance had crumbled. I messed up, she whispered, eyes glassy with regret. Please, can we talk? I let out a dry chuckle. Talk? Like how you talked when you stole from me? She flinched. I was confused. You thought you could play us both. You thought he still wanted you. Turns out, you were just his charity case. Tears welled up, but I didn't feel a shred of sympathy. I have nothing left, she admitted. I lost my job. My friend kicked me out. She swallowed hard. I need help. I leaned against the doorframe, arms crossed. You called me abusive. You stole from me, lied, cheated. I smirked. Now you want my help? Silence. She had nothing to say. Get lost, Rachel. I shut the door in her face. And just like that, she was nothing but a bad memory.